All right, it's October 30th, 2024. The first frost has hit, and you can see the sweet potatoes are done. So I'm going to dig them up and see how they came out growing it in this bin. That was just made of compost, pretty much compost, a little bit of soil that I had around, but mostly, I'm going to say 75% made of compost, which is made of leaves and grass clippings from last year. And I'm going to say I had 7 plants in here. Let's see how this turned out. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this away. Right away, we're in zone 6B. We're in southern New England. And it's been a wonderful spring till now. And where I am, it's very wooded, as you may or may not be able to see. So it does get colder than in other parts of the town, or say just on the other side of the house, which would be the front yard. There's a noticeable difference where you might see frost on the backyard grass, but you won't see nothing on the front. Now what's left of a cantaloupe I was growing. So that's what it looks like on the inside. I cut everything back. Now let's see. It did rain last night. It hasn't rained a lot. And it hasn't rained much at all in the last last 4 or 5 weeks. But last night we got a little bit of rain, not much. Let's see what that does. It's gonna have a lot of leaves on it. It's got a nice root base. Look at that root base. That grew nicely. All right, let's chop at this. See how they came out. Leaves are coming down pretty good now. And a nice one. Oh, these little finger ones. My wife loves cooking with these things. They have their place. Everything has its place. Say they're very fingery, very finger long. These received very little watering. I did water them throughout the summer. We did have a rather consistently moist summer. But keep in mind this is in a container, so they will need more water than usual. Where if they were in the ground. But the reason I grow them in containers is once these roots take hold in the ground, you got a sweet potato patch, whether you like it or not, for almost ever. So I don't want to turn my garden into a dedicated sweet potato patch. So I grow them in containers so I can contain the roots and therefore contain the unwanted spreading of the sweet potatoes. And these were planted late in the season, so these were only in here for, I'm going to say, from mid to late July till now, which is late October. So I'll have to figure out, was it late July? Let's just call it late July. August, September, October, 3 months. So that's not a lot of time for these, but and that might be why they look a little fingery, skinny. Um, we'll see. I have grown these before, and this is probably so far one of the worst batches I've had with it. I've done this before. I've gotten better results. But like I said, this is kind of an experiment just to see what happens. You just kind of put it in there. Don't care for it too much. How far will it go? How much will it give you, even if you don't give it a lot? Judging by the initial findings is, you don't give a lot, you don't get a lot. Kind of the way life goes. And this soil I'll put right back in the bin. I'll probably fortify it a little bit with maybe some composted chicken manure, and I'll reuse this bin next year and see how it does the second year around, because this compost wasn't quite broken down and wasn't my finest compost. It was made predominantly of grass clippings with some leaves, not a whole lot. So it's probably not a very nutrient diverse compost. So I've got to do a little more homework on that. Find out if I can do better as far as the quality of the compost that I'm making. Use for those things? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Wife says she can do something with that. That means in one way or another it was a success, because I did come away with something that we can use for food, and it's grown here in the yard organically. When I say organically, I don't add any chemicals, I don't add any fertilizers. On my lawn clippings, I don't fertilize my lawn. So my lawn is not treated with pesticides, with insect killers or weed killers. It's just lawn clippings. And what I will do is, sometimes when I have a lot of composted chicken manure and it's been really well broken down, I'll take shovels of it and I'll just scatter it across the lawn as a fertilizer. And the chickens are fed bagged grain from a local supply store, as well as they are allowed out in the grass to free range and eat grass and bugs and whatever it is they might like to eat. So I would say they're a mix, and I don't know how much of that translates from their chicken manure to the garden in respect to what I just talked about as far as what they eat. But this is as close as I get to organic. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'll put this all back in the pile, in the bin. Like I said, I'll fortify it some more. Maybe even do a little bit of a soil sample on it just to see what's the consistency of it is, if it's lacking anything particular. Like I said, I did not give this much attention. Kind of just had a bunch of cuttings, rooted them, and just threw them in there and just see what happens. Well, you can see what happened. Here's what we got. We did get one big, nice sweet potato, and we got a lot of this smaller stuff, which the wife has already told me she can make use of it. So there you go. That's it. One bin. I have others to dig up, but they haven't all been affected by the frost equally, so some of them are still growing, so I'll give them a little longer. They were all planted at various times, so they're not all, some are, like I said, these are 90 days about approximately. Some of the other ones are probably a little less. But this was all in the form of an experiment to see how much I could get from rather little effort. And that's what we're looking at right here. All right, thank you. All right, if anybody has any idea what went on here, what might have not gone well, because I'm a little mixed on what I'm seeing. I did get this nice one. This is all the same soil, it was all well mixed, but I got that one. I got that one, but the rest were all like this, stringy. I don't know why one plant would be like that. If you have any idea what might have been going on here, what might have happened, throw it in the comments. Any tips and suggestions for next time. Like I said, this was an experiment, so I'm not upset, but I am curious why I got such mixed results from having a decent potato out of the same questionable soil and a lot of stringy stuff. I don't know. If you have any ideas or thoughts, leave it in the comments. Till next time, thank you.